So over the past 2 weeks, we've been talking a lot about citizens and how citizens have responsibilities and rights in our communities. But now we're going to talk today a little bit about what brings our communities and country together. What makes those citizens feel like they're a part of something in our country? All right, well, one of the things that brings our citizens together is symbols. We have symbols or objects that stand for something else in the United States. Okay, so let me give you a few examples. Let's start with our flag. Okay, this happens to actually show two flags, the United States flag, the California flag. All right, so on this United States flag, there are 50 stars for the 50 states, and there are red and white stripes. There's 13 actually, which stand for the original 13 colonies, which we talked about when we studied the Constitution. Okay, the symbols on the California flag, we have a red star, which stands for independence, and a bear, which is a symbol of strength. Okay, something else we have in our nation that is a symbol for us is the bald eagle. Okay, now believe it or not, Benjamin Franklin really wanted the symbol of our country to be a turkey. We'll talk a little bit about that later on, but it ended up winning. The bald eagle ended up winning. And the bald eagle stands for independence and freedom. Okay, here's another symbol of our country. Probably seen this before. That's the Statue of Liberty. Okay, and that stands for freedom as well. When people see these symbols, they feel pride and a sense of belonging and togetherness. Like, oh yeah, I know what that symbol means. It means I'm part of the United States, and that's comfortable for me, and that's a happy place for me. Here are some other symbols that we have in the U.S. Okay, there's that bald eagle. Of course, you've probably seen it on a quarter. You've maybe seen this sort of ribbon bunting. Okay, this is red, white, and blue. Those are the colors of our flag. You've maybe seen this postage stamp. That's the Liberty Bell, located in Philadelphia, and it first rang in 1753. It's also a symbol of freedom. We tend to put symbols on our stamps, right? You've probably seen these. Here's one of the Statue of Liberty. There's one of the flag. You've maybe seen this button, vote. We've talked a lot about how voting is a right, is a responsibility of citizens. It's pretty important. Here's a nice close-up of that flag. There's those 50 stars and 13 stripes. Some red, white, and blue again. Okay. In 2001, the U.S. voted to have the oak tree as our national tree because it's known to be strong. So that symbol of strength is there. You've maybe seen something like this gentleman, his name is Uncle Sam, and it's a symbol for the federal government. And that's just kind of how U.S. Uncle Sam kind of came about. If you have a passport, you've maybe seen the cover of the passport. It looks like this. There's that bald eagle there. All right. There's our Statue of Liberty yet again, symbolizing freedom. And then a lot of Americans celebrate 4th of July. You might see people wearing pins or having these things on their homes. Maybe got some fireworks. All right. And that just remembers that the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, and so Americans celebrate that every year. All right, so these are just a few symbols of the United States that help people feel like our country is united. Okay, so we're going to ask that you please read page 94 and 95 in your social studies book and answer questions 1, 2, and 3.